Welcome to another DuckTales 2017 review. I'm Jon Berry, and today I am reviewing DuckTales, the most dangerous game, Night. This is the first episode of the second season of the show, and I have to say, it did not disappoint. While the episode does not make much in reference to the final episode of the first season, there are subtle hints at it. This episode is primarily a Louie-centric episode, and the A-plot deals with doubts and uncertainties that he is having. The B-plot is more all over the place and is there primarily to support the A-plot. Before I continue, if you find yourself enjoying this review, please leave a like. Also, to stay up to date on all my non-YouTube stuff, please consider following me on Facebook or Twitter. You can also check out my website. Links are in the description. My question for you today is, what was your favorite part of the episode? Let me know in the comment section. Now, back to the review. My first thought going into this episode was, how will this episode build off of the previous season's finale? And what new story and character development will we see? The episode clearly builds off the season finale in a few ways, despite no overt mention of it. We get to see Scrooge in a much better disposition than we have seen of him in a while, building off of how in the season finale it cemented how important his family is to him. He is also much more energetic and gets along better with the members of his family, even though he is shown to still be very and extremely competitive in the episode. We also get to see the painting of Scrooge, Donald, and Della from the very first episode is now repainted and hanging above the fireplace in Scrooge's mansion, rather than in the garage as it was previously. It replaces the painting of only Scrooge in basically adventuring gear and outfit, whatever you want to call it. It's a more family-centric painting than what was there previously. The episode also shows that Dewey and Webby have a much stronger friendship than before the season 1 finale. In the previous season, they were shown to have a closer friendship than any of the other characters, stemming from their shared love of adventure, which this episode actually does state outright. I suspect their friendship got stronger because, well, I suspect it was Dewey who supported Webby emotionally after what happened to Lena in the season 1 finale. I won't go into details to avoid spoilers, but if you are watching a review for a season 2 episode and you have not yet finished season 1, why? Of course, with this episode being a Louie-centric one, we have to discuss his character development. In the episode, we see Louie become disenchanted with adventures. He doubts his safety and is uncertain about really expressing his doubts and his disenchantment, preferring to attempt to maneuver his family to a place where they would now want to go on another adventure. This, of course, backfires on him, and he ends up in what probably is a more dangerous situation. Game night with Uncle Scrooge and a microscopic civilization declaring war on the regular-sized world. Louie does realize his mistakes and problems he has caused and has, I believe it was, 16 different apologies prepared to give to Scrooge. But before he did that, he did manage to solve the mess that he created. In this episode, we discover that he sees the world around him much like a game, and he wants to minimize the risk to himself while maximizing his rewards. Louie solves the mess he created over and with a literal board game, along with solving another problem he did not know even existed before this episode, before the events in this episode. This video is helped made possible by my patrons on Patreon. Patreon is a platform that allows fans to directly support their favorite creators. By supporting me on Patreon for as low as $1 per month, not only are you supporting me and allowing me to create new and better content, but you also get access to my scripts, my bloopers, and any other content cut from my channel. Louie's actions in the entire episode end up helping all the characters as well as himself to grow in their respective characters, to recognize their own strengths and weaknesses, some directly, others indirectly. Scrooge comes to recognize Louie's ability to see the bigger picture, to strategize, to recognize patterns, and to maneuver himself to the right spot for an advantageous position. Scrooge tells Louie that he could one day be wealthier than him. To clarify, Scrooge thinks Louie has it in him to become richer than Scrooge. Just think of that. Really, think about it. The episode ends with Louie closing the door to his room, and on it is a sign that reads, Louie Inc. Adventure is our business. While I do not want to over-speculate on this, I am confident in saying that this will be the main overarching plot of Season 2. The first episode of the series introduced its overarching plot, along with what I think is that for the series as a whole, at the end of the first episode, and I think that was what happened to Dollar Duck. I believe this season's overarching plot will be, what is Louie Duck up to? What is he doing? Or something along that line. Well, that concludes my review of DuckTales, the most dangerous game, Night. Thank you for watching my latest video. New videos come out every week, so consider subscribing and turning on notifications to be notified of when I release my new content. Feel free to check out the video or playlist on screen now. Lastly, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Have a good one.